page Kuf Lamed Aleph. He said Kuf Lamed rather. At the very top, the words of Rabbi Shimon are, the third word is Hariv Kula B'Trezer Shadi. All of this seventh millennia that we're talking about is all destroyed in 12 hours. Dechsiv Haisa Tohu Avohu. It was Tohu Avohu. Now, what that means, we're over here now looking at all of this. So he says on page Tov Kuf Lamed Hey. And let me see if this comes down lower. I can see this better. Okay, so we'll start from here. Okay, so it says, should we read this little bit at the top? It says, Tracer, Malchus on Hagas Olam Haza. Malchus the Elef Ashvi. Yud Bei Shaos Alayla the Elef Ashvi. Yud Bei Shaos Yom Shir Aleph. What is that? Remez the Sharcha Yud Beis the Adam Rishon. The Shah Yud Beis of the 12th hour of Adam Rishon. I don't know what that's about. And Vok Shehem Yud Beis Itim. Okay, that's what it says. He said, number the first one, Malchus on Hagas Olam Haza, Be'inyan V'yischarev Kula B'Trezer Shaza. Now the word, okay, let's just go. The word Shah is the number 375, which is, we just went through Kale. It's a double Kale plus 5. Yesh Devar Mi Haim Elul Trezer Shati. So now we want to talk about who are these 12 hours. What are they? What are these 12 hours? Now we're going to start looking at what does he mean when he says 12 hours. He said, so look over here and this accompanying beer, they really want to explain this, Nikra Tracer Shasi. So the way that this world works is called 12 Shasi. Certainly that you have this exposition that Yaakov Cronenberg has in his second chapter over there, where he goes to the number 4 of Yud Kei Vav Kei and shows how it comes out to be a 12. So it's not saying this, I don't think, here. So he says the concept of the Tracer Shasi is the Besod Malchus. By Indian who sheyiyah churban ubittul shal hanhagas olam haza hamisnage besod shtaim esrei shalos. Now, I had pointed out, I thought there was a question that he always using this word hanhaga. Now he says, but the hanhaga is more specifically the 12 hours. Shal malchus atachtaina hanikra shah. She's called 375. She's called a moment. I don't know what shah means exactly to here. This is the Re says like this. There are 12 hours. So we have two sets of 12 hours in our world. And all of them are located here. Anikra Mazel Shah, which is called what? The flow of Shah. This is a quote. He says, Mazel Shah Omedislo. The Mazel of that moment stands for him. Hem Yud Beis Shaos, and what are they? They're 12 hours. Shehem Yud Beis Asvun the Adni. Now he goes a different way. Now he says this. In Adni and in Milui, it comes out to be 12 letters. So each one of them is like a finger, let's say, sort of, or a branch. That's better. They just like a branch. Each one of the letters of Adni and Milui is spreading out. And that comes to be the hanhaga of the world. Ayin Sham v'alpi zecha b'bir b'zoyer chai. Kan says this: v'yizbad hanhagas olam hazeh hamisnaga b'mazel sham. That is really works through the mazel, of which I'm thinking means in this case the flow, but I'm not sure. The mazel shah omedislo, with that concept that the mazel, the shah omedislo. So the mazel, that's the question: is what does mazel mean here? Shah omedislo, that moment, that's his moment. Shel malchus atachtoin, of the lower malchus, or our malchus, let's say, because sheschayev kol chezer of the almost, when the whole appearance of this world disappears. Yisbatel then become nullified. V'yischarev elu ha'anhagas yud bei shaos v'zaman shalon hagas olam hazeh adkan. Ve'od v'ha'arasham. So there's more ha'aras over there. So he says beer base. So this goes into the malchus the elef hashvi. So he says rei bebir hamashula the fiagra. He called elef hashvi the whole seventh millennia nikra tracer shasi. No. So malchus, and it's also the secret of malchus. Number 7 is malchus, its number. According to the Gra, then, so the Churban, which really represents the secret of the way Bina works. Let's see again here. This is a little number Lamed Zion over there. Once again, the Churban, which is the destruction of the 7th millennia, is really the secret of the way that Bina works. So a Bina Yihya B'Kol Ela V'Shvi, and there would be a dominance of Bina, I think he's saying, in all the 7th millennia. Shu Shnaim Esrei Shaos, which comes out to be, once again, there's 12 hours again. So how do you get that? Ki Ela V'Shvi Hu B'B'Chidas Malchus. Shechozer is the Sharsha B'Bina that really rises back up to its root in Bina. V'Chamalchus Nikra Shah. We said that before, but I don't know why he says it's called Shah. That's the question. He said, but it's called Shah. Kolel Shtaim Esrei Shahos, and it has within it 12 of these Shahs. So in the first one, he said you could pin that on the fact that Adni, in a Milui, as it spreads out, there's 12 letters there. Each of them, let's say, they're light holders. And that's the Hanhaga. So what's Shah? What's going on over here? So besod Hanhaga Sabina, Yihya besod Shtaim Esrei Shalosh, Shahu Kol Elif Hashvi, which is that whole millennia. Now there was a Lamed Zion on that. Well, we could look at Lamed Vav. It's Lamed Vav. So let me see if I could get closer. So he says, look, number Lamed Vav. He said, Rei Bezecha Begam Bezohar. The Zohar says like this. The Holy, he says, Aleph Hashavi Kedin Ihu Yom Chad Kutra Berichu Biluchudui. So this is one day. This is the one day. What does he mean? Yom Kevet Ihu Yom Chad Kutra Berichu. It's like one day for a Kodesh Baruch Hu Biluchudui by himself. This davga b'dekayos. It's the time when ultimate yichud takes place. Normally, when he uses the word kudsha b'richu, he means zeranpin. So not necessarily. Could also mean bina. So he said v'keven ichu yoma chad l'kudsha b'richu, in his making a union his davga b'dekayos to make the proper yichud. V'lamalake nishmasim chadatim, and together a new neshamos, or let me say what chadatim? Yeah, new neshamos. Lehevi be'alma im inun d'ishta'arach b'kadmisa, to mix them together into the world with those that are still remaining from. However, that was our argument that we've been working on the last couple of days about what's remaining in the 7th millennium. But he says right here that, according to the Zohar, that is that it? Okay. And I got like one of our computers can't. We're working on security at our building, so one of our computers doesn't have the program that's necessary to open it up. So it's one of this what we're doing here. Now we just read number Lamed Vav. And here's number Lamed Zion. It went on the phrase on the second beer base, call Elef Hashvi Nikra Tracer Shati. So here's a just quote. We're just going through the quotes here before we knock the coffee over there. So he says, Rebbe Biri Agra, he says, V'kol Shalamata Rebbeinu Ischarev Kanal. So all that's below it, what does that mean, is destroyed. Who calls it man shlitas yom hashvi? This is the whole time of what we're talking about below it. I guess under its control. I'm not sure. because he uses the word shlita of the seventh year, Yom Hashvi Shuhu Malchus Shuhozer is the sharsha that goes back to its root. Malchus Usha, back again, these are just rayas to the word. It's not telling me pshat the word here yet. I don't know if it will. He's a Malchus Usha. Canal Ubo Yud Beis Maslos, and it has 12 different planets. So again, I know from astrology that you're dealing with Yud Ke Vav Ke and the 12 combinations of that name. So he says Yud Beis Maslos, Yud Beis Shaot. So again, that's a concept of planets there, or patterns of flow. The chain called Yud Beis Shaot Yiyacharos. So therefore, all the whole 12 are going to be destroyed. That's the Hanhaga. So what I understand from this right now is the Hanhaga goes through the concept of the 12. He calls them 12 shouts. So we don't really have a good definition, except the word Shah is 375, which is double double Kale 185 plus 5. So those are things I know. This is what it says, 12 hours, there's more. So that was number Lamed Zayin. So now we're over here on the Yud Beis Shaos Alayla, the Elef Ashdi. Now we had the concept that it was really daytime. And let's go look over here. He says, Bir Gimel, here's another explanation. Is that we mentioned before from the Ari, that the Gra brought this, Khan, and what is this? There's a Lamed Ches on this. So he said, what is this? So he says, this is, here we go. Shechetzia Rishon Shel Elef Hashvi, the first half of the seventh millennia, Nikra Tracer Shasi, Shem Yud Beis Shaos Alayla, which also correspond to the 12 hours of the night. That's the Chetzi Hayom of nighttime. By Inyan who, and the Inyan is like this. Ki call Elef Shona, the whole 1,000 years, Meschal the Shnei Cholokim, Laila V'Yom, Shem Kad Shaos, which makes 24 hours. For the Churban itself, that is the elimination of the Hanhagas of the Yud Beis Shaos, takes place in the first half. Shal Elef Hashvi, Shem Yud Beis Shaos Rishonos, which is the first 12 hours of the day. Shal Bechinas Laila, which refers to, I don't know, this is referring to the concept of nighttime. Now we had two little pieces here. I don't know how much time we got left. We have a little bit more. Let's look at number Lamed Ches on the previous page, which came down on, I'm trying to find it. Lamed Ches. So this is the beer, the Gra. It says, Belikutim of his elder Shono, Ki Ayud Beis Tikunim Heim Neged Yud Beis Shalos Kanal. Now, we've seen this phrase before, the 12 Tikunim. So, I'm not sure what they are exactly. We had 7 Tikunim, the Gogalta. I don't know where these 12 are, how he counts. V'hein Yud Beis Shaos Alayla. And this refers specifically, though, to the 12 hours of the day, the 12 Tikunim, and the 12 hours of the nighttime. U'mazo Yud Gimel hu neged Yud Beis Shaos Hayom. So the third, he says the first 12 go to the Shaos of the nighttime. And the 13, which incorporates all the rest, is going to refer to the day. He says, Ki kol elef hu yom v'layla, because every 1,000 years, that's what he says, Aleph is the concept of day and night. Kamo kol yom sheshes salofim, like every day of the 6,000 years that came before it, was also night and day. Mishesh Shemei Bereshis, he says, concept of Yihi Erev Yihi Boker, so we know this is pshat in our reality. But what happens is in the 7th millennia, Ein Bo Yom V'Layla, you don't have that individual broken down day and night. That on that day there won't be any light. Lo yom, velo laila. It's not day, not nighttime. So he means to say that those two opposites, day and night, won't exist here. But he says, Avo mikol makom. In any case, yesh bo shir yud be showers. It really lasts for 12 hours, showers, whatever it is. Hayom v'alayla. L'chein nechshav elef. So therefore, it's considered like 1,000. I don't really quite get how 1,000 came out of that, but he's talking about the elef shvi. So therefore, the concept of day and night is shaykh to the concept of elef also. How, I'm not sure exactly the word elef. So he says, Amnam, let's look at it more. Are we done? We're done. Okay, we'll look at it a little more. Maybe we'll look at it again the next time. This is Baruch Fleischman, and you've been listening to the Tikkun Elevator Kola. We're really learning real Kabbalah.